They asked me one time, they said, hey, you know the cheat code for that? I don't know. I don't really use cheat codes. What is a cheat code? I don't know. I never really studied for a test a day in my life. I just kind of, A, I either know it because God told me, or B, because I read it somewhere once. But I've forgotten about most things, and most people learn in a lifetime. Like sometimes all the bad stuff people did to me. I forget about it. And water under the bridge. So here we go. There's a new cheat code for the people that messed up. I don't need cheat codes. And you shouldn't cheat on a test. So I'll give you God's cheat code. What's a God's cheat code? Well, it's a space acronym, okay? It's creative, being creative. With BC, being creative church. The BC church. You said you didn't remember me when I went there. I went there in high school. But they were being top secret. They didn't want to tell anybody they knew me. They were just doing their job. Trying to get this thing going. They were trying to help be creative. Like a little secret church mission. And like, man, you're not gonna believe we were in on that. Yeah, man, they were all in that. Why do you think he had a video? He says, hey, I got a gold wing too. Yeah, I got a gold wing too. So we shook hands because he knew we were about to have a good old church party fun. So he says, all right, church is going hunting, boys. We need some more than a few good men. We need a bunch of extraordinary gentlemen. Oh, extraordinary gentlemen. Yeah. You guys never watched the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? Man, you guys never watched the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. You should start with that. I'll give you a cheat code. It's an acronym. It's called Creative. Having education and training. If I don't want the heat to show up at your door, that's what they used to call the cops. You're like, man, tired of people shooting each other. So the cops are like, well, we're tired of putting them in the electric chairs too, so we made tasers. Tasers. Yeah, because they were teasing the cops with a bunch of big girls. Bagels. Bad girls, So we fixed that problem too. So anyways, so we said, creative, having education and training. Or create heavens. Educate. Angel transitions. Yeah, transitioning people from lack of education to education and training. We're all going to eat dinner together at the table. I said, I prepared a table for you, even though some people were in the dark. Okay? And I say, there's your guardian cheat code, Create heavenly education and training, It's easy stuff, man. Hey, there's your stuff for the Adventist church, the Seventh-day church. Seventh-day church, you get it? Seven teach, day church, the Adventist church. Seventh-day church. You say that fast, you say saving the day or saving the dead church, because church got so boring, nobody want to go, and they look at dead church in there, a bunch of empty seats. You're like, how are we going to get people back in those seats? And I says, well, made custom seats for the astronauts, to go to space. So we just had to customize the church a little bit. And they go, man. So now they're looking at those records, and they're going, man, you mean to tell me we tore that business down because we're all ignorant? I says, we said everybody screwed up. This is all. You mean you were customizing technology to fill up the church for a new space industry for Mars missions to repair the Earth? Custom technology solutions. They didn't understand that. We started with watchdog systems, like a burglary system, because you're stealing all the resources from Earth and not replacing it, and everybody's going to die in the end. We're like, we don't want to end. It's a new beginning. So I said, Custom Technology Solutions Incorporated, and CTSI. CTSI, well, I couldn't really say in CSI, I'm a serious eye, in the eyes of God, guardian, see? So I wore mirrors when I was a kid so people wouldn't be staring at my eyeballs because, the greenish brown color, It's like, the dirt, grass is growing out of the dirt to restore the earth, So you got the brown for the dirt and the green for the grass, The new graces, God's graces. So, it's like, oh man, now I start to understand that. And I'm like, well, it's a Custom Technology Solutions Incorporated. It's a LLC kind of thing. But they tore that business down. So I'm like, man, it's like they thought it was going to be the Tower of Babylon or something, So they kept tearing my stuff down. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I built a bunch of websites. It's like a Spider-Man, like a spider web of information going everywhere all at one time, like the Last Starfighter kind of thing. And it's just, well, the Last Starfighter, maybe they'll remember, if we do the last ship for the Navy. Okay, so we did that. I says, well, maybe if I make it a sole proprietorship, and I just say, hey, a Guardian Angel Custom Technologies, I said, what's that? Well, a computer before was a machine. It was actually a person's brain, because it takes a person's brain to program the computer. And like, man, you can back that up and figure that out. Well, it said, if you reverse engineer the computer, it came from a person first, right? And if they knew anything about Christ, they says, man, it must have been an alien or an angel from heaven. I don't know. So we go, okay, well, we multiply that, that's how we do that. And he's like, well, most people couldn't do that, so we made a bunch of computers so people could do computer and machine language stuff, So we're like, okay, well, maybe I'd do a Guardian Angel custom computer, which is like problem solving and computations, custom computer and technical services, for, logistics for the Army Corps of Engineers, the United States Navy, Air Force, my Space Marine buddies and Coast Guard, and then of course you got the Civil Air Patrol, and then the cops and sheriffs and all those community programs, helping kids with basketball and soccer and stuff, and then underprivileged kids, the underclassmen, underclassmen. Oh, you're underclasses? Okay. Oh, you're underclasses. That doesn't mean you're bad people. It just means you're underclasses. Like you're getting classes for education, And they go, oh, the underclassmen, they're not bad people? No, man, they're just people growing up and getting new education. See what I mean? All about perception. Some people just look at things the wrong way, and I'm like, I try to help them understand, and they don't understand me because I got all this crazy education, and my head's full of all this stuff I want to tell people. And I'm like, if I could tell them all in one sentence, I do it, If I could write enough books, I'd be writing books until, the next 3,000 millennium. So I'm like, man, maybe I could just kind of get some association stuff going on, and, maybe start getting people to make that tourism system my grandparents were working on in them. And my dad, he was working with the United States Navy. He's like this nuclear physicist kind of thing, and I'm like, how do we do all this, I'm like, well, if they have a little bit of faith for faith and trust for trust, then maybe we could say in God we trust again and do all kind of amazing stuff like America used to do. And I heard somebody say MAGA, like make America great again. And I'm like, America was already great, man. Why can't we just make them better, Heal the land like the Bible says. And he says, reload the mag, make America greater, you see? And now they understand. They're like, oh, you mean the ER? Well, yeah, I said emergency rescue. I had an RV, a rescue vehicle. You turn it around backwards, you get virtual reality, and you say ER, man, educational restoration. And they go, oh, well, that's why I said great ER, great educational restoration, great educational revival. And they go, well, President Trump said MAGA, make America great again. And I sent President Trump an email, and I said, just do whatever you got to do, act crazy, man, and we'll put it all back together, when we figure this thing out. And I said, okay. So all the government did all kind of crazy cool stuff, man, and now we're like, now you got the little director going, hey, man, I need a little help here. Let me give you some logistics. So now we got the Army Corps of Engineers. We got governmental services. We got the police. We got the sheriff. Everybody helping out. Everybody, man. We got the community working together. I mean, and what more can they ask for? And I was like, well, to make America greater. That's what I ask for every day.